But in terms of where we go next, in terms of Europe share trading as well, I've been to Dublin, I've been to the Madrid bourse, I know Milan very well, and the Frankfurt. Why the Netherlands? What has Amsterdam got that those other key bourses, including the French, of course, haven't got?
Well, I think we've got great IT, and I think that was the beginning of a lot of fintech type of business in the Netherlands. We've got traders like flow traders. So there's already a small ecosystem, and I think most of the firms just moved towards this ecosystem. And of course, Amsterdam is not a bad place to live, so that's also a reason. It's also true, of course, that some other business didn't come to Amsterdam because there the conditions aren't so favorable. For instance, we've got a bonus system that caps bonuses at a stricter level than abroad, and that business went somewhere else. So I think it's basically we've got great conditions, well-educated people who speak English, good IT infrastructure, already the beginning of an ecosystem. And so traders, platforms joined those they already knew. But of course, if the other conditions aren't appropriate, like the fiscal one or the tax legislation, then people don't come. I think that's kind of the mix. And I think, we try to do our best, of course, as supervisors as well, to try and deal with the traders and the platforms in an efficient and knowledgeable manner. So we did our bit, I hope, at least.
Laura, we're still waiting to see whether at the end of the month there is an MOU between London and European regulators that leads to some form of equivalence. Will we see a reversal of some of this flow if equivalence is given, do you think? What do you think the outcome will be for you if there is some progress on financial services?
Well, I do think that if equivalence were to be given, then I would expect some flows to go back. But I don't expect to see equivalence given to that extent in the MOU. I think it will be a more bread and butter type of MOU. But of course, the whole switch from London towards the European Union is the result of the UK leaving Brexit and leaving the internal market. There was a reason. If you take out that reason, of course, most will flow back again. But I don't expect that will be part of the MOU, to be honest.
And can I ask you, how important do you think accelerating capital markets union is for a faster consolidation of trading activities in either the Netherlands or Frankfurt maybe, or Paris at this stage? What importance do you give to that process?
Well, the Netherlands traditionally is always in favor of a stronger capital market union. And I think this will, the fact that London is outside the European Union is an additional stimulus to move forward in a more rapid manner. I think now we've seen all these various activities splattered around Europe. And I think this also means that the supervisory activities also kind of divided over Europe. And I think this in itself already argues in favor of a stronger capital market union. And then, of course, having a stronger capital market union is also good for the businesses. Capital markets are there for a reason.
Laura, can we talk about the environment for bankers in Amsterdam? Because there is a feeling that even though sentiment around bankers has improved in many parts of the world, the environment might still be hostile for bankers in Amsterdam and across the country. What you've seen effectively, banker bonuses still capped at 20% of an employee's annual salary. The average is closer to 100% across Europe. Is this a stumbling block too? Do you think that authorities need to change the legislation if they want to attract more financial services to Amsterdam?
Well, like I said in the beginning, I think that there is a cap, and I think that the fact that the existence of the cap did keep away some type of business. But I think in the end, having this cap is, of course, a political decision. That's not up to me as a supervisor, I would say. So basically, in terms of the situation being hostile, I think the Dutch are critical. We have a great preference for equality. Bankers earning big bonuses, or anybody basically earning really big bonuses, are something people frown upon a little bit. So I think that that's more of a reflection of the Dutch preference for equivalence or equality.